The chains of habit are too light to be felt until they are too heavy to be broken. Warren Buffett. Credit buying is much like being drunk. The buzz happens immediately and it gives you a lift. The hangover comes the day after. Joyce Brothers. What if I told you that the tiny piece of plastic in your wallet could either be your greatest ally in building wealth or your worst enemy, keeping you trapped in an endless cycle of debt? Today, we're uncovering the truth about credit cards. Are they really the convenient financial tools they seem to be, or are they cleverly designed traps? Stick around because the answer could change the way you manage money forever. Credit cards are everywhere. They're easy to get and even easier to use. But behind their flashy rewards and promises of convenience lies a double-edged sword. In this video, we're going to break down whether credit cards are a powerful tool for financial growth or a dangerous trap that could lead to crippling debt. By the end, you'll have the knowledge to make an informed decision about how to use credit cards wisely or whether to avoid them altogether. 1. The allure of credit cards. Credit cards are designed to be enticing, offering instant access to funds and promising perks that make spending even more appealing. In fact, as of 2023, nearly 80% of American adults own at least one credit card, and U.S. credit card debt reached an all-time high of $1 trillion, highlighting how embedded they are in everyday financial life. The allure lies in the ease of access. Whether it's the convenience of not having to carry cash, the ability to make online purchases, or taking advantage of promotional offers like cashback, travel rewards, and low or 0% introductory APRs. These incentives make it easy to spend, while the cost of doing so may not be immediately apparent. Take Sarah, for example. She's a young professional with a decent income and wants to build her credit score. She signs up for a rewards credit card, hoping to earn cashback and points for future travel. Initially, everything seems fine. Sarah charges her daily expenses, expecting to pay the balance in full at the end of the month. However, as the holiday season approaches, Sarah finds herself overspending on gifts and entertainment. By January, she's carrying a balance of $2,000 with an interest rate of 18%. Like many, Sarah falls into the trap of paying only the minimum, and soon, the interest snowballs. What started as a tool to earn rewards has now become a growing financial burden. Credit card companies design their products to capitalize on human behavior. Instant gratification often trumps long-term planning. A 2022 study found that individuals are likely to spend 10 to 20% more when using a credit card versus cash because the psychological pain of parting with money is delayed. This delay in feeling the cost leads to higher spending, often on non-essential purchases. The allure of credit cards isn't just the rewards or ease of use. It's the delayed realization of consequences, which can transform what seemed like a financial advantage into a potential debt trap. 2. Interest rates. The silent trap. Interest rates are one of the most dangerous aspects of credit cards, often quietly accumulating in the background until they become overwhelming. As of 2023, the average credit card interest rate in the U.S. has soared to around 22%, the highest it's been in decades. These rates can quickly turn a small balance into a mountain of debt. For example, a $3,000 balance, if left unpaid and accruing interest at 22%, can easily double over time if only minimum payments are made. This makes credit cards highly profitable for lenders, but extremely costly for consumers who don't pay off their balances each month. Consider Jake, who got his first credit card with a $5,000 limit and an interest rate of 20%. Initially, he only used it for emergencies and large purchases, planning to pay off the balance when he could. But as life got busy, Jake found himself only paying the minimum amount each month, roughly $100. Over time, the interest started to add up, and after a year, he had barely made a dent in his $5,000 debt. The majority of his payments were going toward interest rather than reducing the principal. Without realizing it, Jake had fallen into a debt cycle where interest charges were growing faster than he could pay off the original balance. The silent trap of credit card interest lies in how it compounds. When cardholders only pay the minimum, interest is charged on the remaining balance, causing the debt to snowball. According to the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, CFPB, More than 40% of Americans carry credit card debt month to month, and many are unaware of how much they are truly paying in interest over time. Even though the balance might seem manageable at first, high interest rates can turn what feels like a small debt into an unmanageable financial burden. Without a clear repayment strategy, consumers may end up paying significantly more than they borrowed, trapping them in a cycle of revolving debt. Feeling overwhelmed by credit card debt or struggling to break free from the financial rat race? Check out our video, How to Make Money Fast, Escape the Rat Race, where we dive deep into strategies for escaping the cycle of debt and building wealth. Find the link in the description. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell notification so you don't miss any of our upcoming tips. 3. Using credit cards as a tool. While credit cards can easily become debt traps, they can also be powerful financial tools when used wisely. In fact, responsible credit card use can help build a strong credit history, which is essential for getting favorable rates on loans, mortgages, and even some rental applications. According to Experian's 2023 Consumer Credit Review, the average FICO score in the U.S. has risen to 716, largely due to responsible credit management, including effective credit card use. When used strategically, credit cards offer benefits like rewards, purchase protections, and the ability to manage short-term cash flow. The key is in understanding how to harness these benefits without falling into debt. Take Mark, for instance, a young professional with good financial habits. He uses his credit card primarily for daily expenses, groceries, gas, and utility bills, and pays the balance in full each month. By doing so, Mark not only avoids interest charges but also earns cash back on his purchases. Over time, his responsible use boosts his credit score, making him eligible for lower interest rates on a mortgage. He also benefits from extended warranties and fraud protection on larger purchases. Mark's experience shows how, when used as a tool, a credit card can enhance financial well-being without becoming a burden. Here are 5 tips for using credit cards as a tool. 1. Pay your balance in full each month to avoid interest charges. Treat your card like cash, not borrowed money. 2. Take advantage of rewards programs by using your card for necessary purchases but never overspend just to earn points. 3. Keep your credit utilization ratio low, under 30%, to maintain a strong credit score. If you have a $10,000 limit, try to keep your balance under $3,000. 4. Use cards with perks like purchase protection or travel insurance, especially for big-ticket items or trips. 5. Avoid carrying a balance, even during promotional 0% APR periods, as this can lead to financial strain once the promotional period ends. By following these strategies, you can use your credit card as a tool for financial growth rather than falling into debt. 4. The danger of overleverage. Overleveraging with credit cards occurs when individuals rely too heavily on borrowed money, pushing themselves into financial instability. In 2023, U.S. credit card debt reached a record-breaking $1 trillion, reflecting the growing number of people who are living beyond their means. The danger with credit cards is that they make it easy to spend more than you can afford, leading to a situation where you can no longer keep up with payments. When combined with high interest rates, overleverage can spiral into long-term debt, damaging your credit score and putting your financial health at risk. Consider Emily, a working mother who used her credit card to cover unexpected expenses like medical bills and car repairs. Without an emergency fund to fall back on, she found herself carrying a balance that slowly grew each month. Emily's initial $1,500 in charges turned into $5,000 over a year as she kept using the card for daily expenses. With an interest rate of 19%, she was soon struggling to make even the minimum payments. The credit card, once a lifeline, had become a financial burden. Emily's situation is all too common, where overleveraging leads to overwhelming debt that can take years to pay off. Avoiding the debt trap. Credit card debt can feel like quicksand. The more you struggle to get out, the deeper you sink. Many people fall into the debt trap when they begin to rely on their credit cards to cover everyday expenses or emergencies without a plan to pay them off. In 2023, the average American household carried over $6,500 in credit card debt, and with interest rates hovering around 22%, that debt can quickly snowball. However, avoiding this debt trap is entirely possible with the right mindset and strategies. The key is understanding how to use credit cards responsibly and making sure you don't let them control your finances. Take Lisa, for example. She used her credit card to pay for a vacation, assuming she could pay it off over time. However, as new expenses arose, she started carrying a balance and only making minimum payments. Before she knew it, her $3,000 vacation bill had grown to $4,000 due to interest charges, and she was stuck in the debt trap. Lisa eventually realized she needed a plan and started paying more than the minimum each month, cutting unnecessary expenses and creating a budget. Over time, she was able to pay down the balance and regain control of her finances. Here are 7 tips to help you avoid falling into the debt trap. 1. Pay more than the minimum payment each month. Even paying just a little extra can significantly reduce the amount of interest you'll owe over time. 2. Create a budget that includes a clear plan for paying off any outstanding credit card balances. 3. Use credit cards for planned, necessary purchases, not for impulse buys or to cover budget shortfalls. 4. Avoid using credit cards as a substitute for an emergency fund. Instead, build up savings to handle unexpected expenses. 5. Monitor your credit card spending closely by regularly checking your statements to ensure you're not overspending or missing payments. 6. Keep your credit utilization low, preferably under 30% of your total credit limit, to avoid maxing out your cards. 7. Limit the number of credit cards you own to prevent overextending yourself with multiple balances. By following these strategies, you can avoid the credit card debt trap and use your cards as a tool to improve your financial health instead of dragging you down into long-term debt. So, are credit cards a tool or a trap? The answer depends on how you use them. Managed wisely, they can be a powerful tool to improve your financial standing. Misused, they become a dangerous trap, keeping you in a cycle of debt. But here's the thing. Understanding credit cards is just one piece of the puzzle. If you want to take control of your financial future and truly build wealth, it's crucial to understand the psychology of money and avoid common money traps. In our next video, The Psychology of Money Traps, we'll dive deep into the mindset and habits that can make or break your financial success. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on the next video that could transform your relationship with money. You've taken the first step by understanding credit cards. Now let's take it further together. The content in this video is for informational purposes only and should not be considered financial advice. Always consult with a qualified financial advisor for advice suited to your individual circumstances.